Hey guys, Daniel James here, and today what we're going to be doing is taking a look at Orchestral Tools' new library, Metropolis Ark 5. The way we're going to do this is sort of a sketching with Metropolis Ark 5. So what I'm going to do is I've written a short little piano sketch in the background. We're going to use that as the basis to sort of build a track out of using the sounds of Metropolis Ark 5. I've never really gone through it, so hopefully we can find enough instruments to pull a track together. No promises, but either way, we're going to be using that as a way to look at Metropolis Ark musically. As you can see, we're doing this on live stream. So if you see me talking to other people whilst I'm doing the sketch, that's who I'm referencing. So you can read everything that I'm responding to down in the bottom corner there. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump over to Contact. Not Contact, the sign player, if anything. So we're still in the sign player. And like I was saying this on the live stream before we started this video, but from now on, I'm going to stop complaining about custom sample players. It is unfortunately, I think, going to be the future. So we have Spitfire player, sign player, and I feel like eventually we're all just going to have bespoke sample playback engines. You guys know how I feel about it, so I'm not going to talk about that from now on. I think you understand my displeasure with it, or how I would rather things be in Contact. But as that's the way the future's going, I'm no longer going to talk about it in my videos, just so you guys know. I'm not missing it, intentionally. Anyway, so I've written a short little piano sketch down here. I no point playing it all the way through. It's not a particularly great thing. We're just going to listen, to some of these bits, like, these ideas here. And we're going to try and find instruments within Metropolis Ark to write a track out of that MIDI using the library. Anyway, so let's take a look. So it looks like it covers the strings, the woodwinds, the brass. We've got female choir, male choir, mixed choir, and then a set of blends. So, just a combination of different instruments together. And then at the bottom, some synths. So let's just start up in the strings. So what we got in the large? We've got a lot of different things. Okay. So let's pull up here. So we'll just start. So I'm running this through. So this is pads. So this is going to be keys together. So this is I believe recorded on the Teldeck stage, right? Beautiful. So it's a very clean sound. I wonder, does it have a vibrato control? Because it feels very straight, doesn't it? So this is just the high string. So it looks like they split it up high and low, right? Yeah, so we don't get... So it's like ensembles. So this would be more of a layering library. So I do believe that the thought process behind Metropolis Ark 5 was to be like a complementary library to their other Metropolis Ark, all of which I own, but I have in Contact. Beautiful. I just want to go through a few of these first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the general articulations of this patch first, and then we will look at the sort of same ones through the other patches if they have similar articulations. Because like if you hear a tremolo, like you get the idea of what if you hear a trill, you know what a trill is. I mean, we'll briefly go at them, but we won't spend a lot of time on them because I do want to eventually get to the writing part. So anyway, here's the stabs. So that's just like a marcato. Stab cluster. Some awesome psycho. That's actually pretty badass. So these things I use very rarely. Playable run. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder if... Okay, so what am I doing? So I'm going like A, D, and then E. Okay. I'm playing in like C minor there, right? What was I playing? Is that... That's better. So I'm going... So I wonder if that works, like if we do that up here. Boo-doo-doo. This is more for runs, isn't it? Right, so let's... let me actually try doing that. So we're in triplets. It's probably not a good idea. But... So this is with the playable runs. This probably won't work, but I just wanted to see if it can do like... Because one of the things I realized is when you do ostinato patterns like this, you tend to do them with staccato, dun, 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 dun. But I noticed that a lot of times players actually prefer to do them slurred. Like... So that's too slow. So let's do... Wait, what is it? Do, do, do. Right, let me just open... What's that counter going to be? I know there's one in... We're at 130. 130 beats per minute ish is what I want. Not 1 beat per minute. That'd be a long time. So let's make this 16ths instead. A quick way to do that if you've already put 8ths is just to shrink it up. Okay, did I mute? How long was I muted for? How long was I muted for? If I remember correctly, sometimes my audio just stops at the minute. So let me know when that happens. How far did we get? Okay, so I was just saying that like I was trying to set up the runs here. And then I wanted to add chords just for a second. Yeah, immediately let me know. Like if that happens, everybody spam the same thing if my sound goes. What's a good thing? I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to have to check Audio Hijack. If you're watching this on YouTube, I know it's a pain in the ass. Just, I don't know, post this one if the sound goes, the creeper, just so that I know that like I go muted, because obviously I don't hear myself. Just spam that till the sound comes back. Anyway, so I was just opening up the chords and I was trying to see if this has, but listen, this has movement in it. I wonder if it's tempo synced. Wait, how fast is it? You put it back. Oh, it's tempo synced as well. Okay, so That actually sounds badass. So I did a run. So let me just put, I'm just going to put a D minor under it. No, it sounds horrible. It kind of works. Right, that actually sounds, that like, I think this will work, but I'm going to need to hear it in context. Like, that doesn't, because it says playable runs. And I think that sounds okay. I wonder if it goes like loud. Like that to me sounds okay. Like I could get away with that in a mix. Let me pull. In fact, let me do it with the low strings. It's a good opportunity for the low strings. I'll put some. So this one only has shorts. Interesting. So, oh wait, no, I need the low strings with the winds. I think I need the large for everything. Yeah. So the low strings have to come with winds. Ooh. Oh. Man, that sounds good. I'm just going to stick this on a loop. Wait, what did I play? Sounds fat and clean. That is beautiful. But let's see if it can keep up with what I wrote, because I'm trying to think what I wrote there. So I went D, then that's like an A, and then that's like a G, and then that was like I guess an E diminished. I'm doing it in the wrong one, aren't I? So I'll copy paste it out. And then this one is, wait, where am I? So the bar line. So that's like an A again, I guess. And this is like, I mean, like, yeah, we could probably do it like this. We could probably just do the bass line going down like that. So I just copy those into this one. I mean, it's a useless line, but because we're going too fast. So I'd need to find how far back they go. This is something I actually really like about the new Spitfire strings. We'll cover it in another one, because they add, and every, like, seriously, I'm gonna go full screen for this. Every company needs to start doing this. There's no excuse not to now, because enough have done it and it's practical. If you are doing libraries that have an offset, you should include the offset on the UI. So I don't care if I can change it or not, but if I have a legato, I need to know by how many milliseconds I need to delay the track in order to make sure it's on the click, so that I'm not wasting time trying to figure it out for myself. Spitfire's new strings actually allow you to edit it. Like they've added a feature which is really useful. And I wish that all libraries did it. And it allows you to see, Audio Imperia is one of the first I can think of that made a point of saying, look, here's the sample start. And it tells you in milliseconds how far to turn it back. Because there's nothing more annoying than having to figure out how to get something in time. The way I do it is I put something on the beat like this. And then I do this, set that, do this, set it on loop. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, there's a tempo change. Feels a little behind, maybe 50. That feels really, you know what I mean? That feels really behind the beat. 80. $100. $125. Oh, I put... Is that it? Is this one 125 as well? Would that do it? No, because that doesn't feel that... You know what I mean? It feels like some of them are... You see what I mean? That feels more in time than them both on 0. Look, when they're both on 0... the other one feels way behind. That's way too loud, sorry. I wonder if we... How low does it go? It goes down to a low C. So let's just, for now, move everything. Because like they're nowhere near in time with the beat. But when this one, not 595, when this one was at minus 50 and this one was at minus 125... kind of want to, like I'm hearing a different line. What the fuck is that sound? Blah, blah, blah. Why is that? Why is that wrong? Why is that so wrong? Because it feels like there's another line there. And then so what was my chord notes again? So then we're at E. So we'll do like a little E minor, E diminished. And then C. Oh no, we could do like this. I don't know if I should do a C minor there. That's a bad idea. Again, oh wait, we're in a different key now, aren't we? Fuck, let me put it back in D. So again, like the reason I write in D is just, it's very difficult to hold the entirety of music theory in your mind at any one given time. Like how, if I'm in this key, how does this feeling reflect to that? So I decided early on that I'm going to translate everything into D minor, learn D minor inside and out, how to get that feeling in D minor, how to modulate from this key to that key in D minor. And then what I do is I just transpose the keyboard and think again in D minor in the new key. The reason I do that is just, it's easier for me to remember a lot of things about one key or a few things about a lot of keys. And I've found that knowing more things in one key is more beneficial than a few things in lots of different keys. So that's why I always talk in D minor, just for anybody who's like trying to follow along, wonders why I do that. It's because it's just easier for my brain to remember. So now I can actually do, you see, because now it's in D minor, I can, so it's an A, so I'll probably do like an A major there instead, actually. Then we've got an F, but I'm actually going to voice that like a D. And then we've got an E, which I'm actually going to voice like an E diminished. Because that would just be diminished, but I like this kind of sus4-ishness because it's more tension. And then we've got another D at the end, so we're just going to... So that, again, like this is just the way that I process the information when I'm writing like these ostinatos. I look at my bass note, or I look at like sort of the vibe I'm going for. And it's like, even though I've got an E in the bass, like here, for example, I was trying to decide there, because I have an E in the bass, there's lots of things, even diatonically, just in D minor that would work with an E in the bass. A C would work, an A would work, a D would work, I guess, if you wanted it to really clash. Obviously, an E diminished. You could have it as like if you were doing a B flat sus2, sus4. Is it a sus4? No, it'd be a sus4. I guess. Well, it's not a sus4. If you're in D minor and you play a B flat major, but there's an E in it? That's not a sus4, is it? That's just what is that? Because it's not doing a sus4 function, right? Because that would be so that's B flat. What's that? Because this would be a sus4. That would be the sus4 if you played like the D sharp. But if you're playing B flat, E, and F, that's sort of like, I guess, like a G minor double flat almost. I mean, it's definitely got a diminished sound in there, because that would be like B minor diminished, but B flat minor diminished. Interesting. But anyway, so would you consider that the fourth of the degree? But anyway, so these things would work. So that sounded awful. Like, even though I just talked about a big game, like it sounded awful, but like you have to allow yourself the ability to fuck up and be on live stream when you do it. And, we're putting that in there now. That might work. I think it's the bit leading into it that doesn't help it sell, but... And now we put it up to a faster speed. Let's see how it handles it. I don't know about you guys, okay? So like the point of me doing all that was I wanted to see how a run felt in context. And I think it's working. Like in isolation, you can hear that it's not what it is, right? By that, I mean, obviously it sounds more like samples than a real section. But in the context of a mix, I think you could get away with that. Let me pull in like strings. What happens if I just pull in the high strings? What's the difference? Playable runs. Okay, so this is just playable runs. Let me try playing it on, instead of the large one, strings high large, which is this one. Let's go string orchestra high. Same thing, playable runs. That actually sounds better to me. Anybody else agree? Well, that note goes. I wish this had a timpani, because I'd be like bong dong. Now we'll push it up into a key that's a little bit more flattering for it. But how are we feeling about those runs? You guys into those? I'm into those. I'm into those runs. Right, so that means that we've now got the top open. What do the shepherd tones sound? Oh. So we did that. We did the rips up, playable runs. We did chords, major and minor. So these were cool because these have like just vibe in them. so pretty. Oh. Okay, what I'm actually going to do here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right, I love the sound of that. So this is actually, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to dive into the woodwinds that's going to be next. Right, again, so for those of you who don't know, like normally I run Contact, but to change that, sorry, this is useful for the way my template's set up. A lot of people ask. I have an instrument track here, which I don't ever use. It's just literally hosting the instrument. You can see it's loaded Contact, and then each of these point to that Contact instrument, right? These are all pointing to that. But now let's say that instead of using Contact, I want to use the Sign Player. All I have to do is change that to Sign Player, click on all the MIDI tracks that I want to be assigned to it, Shift Option, which brings in the Q link, and then just click on the new Sign Player, which is going to be this one. And now all of these are attached to that. So now I can just use these MIDI tracks as I load things in. So anyway, I wanted to load in the woodwinds. I wanted to try some high woodwinds. What are we starting with? Marcato Fanfare. That is bold. That is a bold way to start. In fact, let's change this key around. Where are we? Yeah, so it'd be like. Oh, I wish it just had a legato. I want a legato so bad. Do we have one in the ensemble? Ah, I so wanted one. Okay. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Right, so we're going to have to do those in a different one. Do we have any brass? Let's do the same for brass. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch over the brass to Sign Player as well. By the way, I will mention that like my system has been somewhat unstable recently ever since I updated to Catalina. So if we have any random crashes or anything, if you're on YouTube, I apologize for that. There's not much I can do beyond that point. Oh God, which one is going to be this one? So we got any brass with legato? Let's have a look what we've got. Trumpets, flugelhorn. Well, you know it's got sustains as well. You know I'm going for anything called flugelhorn. I should probably find out specifically. Can someone in the chat room tell everybody what a flugelhorn is compared to a regular horn? Like my knowledge on flugelhorns is actually quite limited. So if someone wants to look that up and find it for the people watching on YouTube. Okay, let's try flugelhorn. Bring in the swells. That is beautiful. What else we got? Brass ensemble, marcato fanfare. We're going to have to go big at some point. Yeah, those chords are lovely. What about minor ones? So I was just playing with the, that was all just because of the, I like to call it the trumpet's cooler brother. Okay, that the fugal horn. It's got a very trumpety vibe. Let's try the minor chords. Need the controls. Oh, I need to put that on. So I put the, if I put the low strings on the pad as well. Few horns too loud. Okay. I'm going to be playing with that all day. But no, that is awesome. So I love the fact that that is tempo sync, like those da 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 da. It's just like a little ostinato to give you vibes. And as you can see, very easy to sort of improvise against. In a normal environment, I would probably bring other instruments other than Metropolis Ark 5, which I may do in a bit. Glissando effects. Oh, yeah. Nice. Probably find some use for those. Oh, shepherd tones. It doesn't work with that. Works with this though. Okay, that's going to become infinitely useful. Oh, the brass is still doing the thing. So the cool thing is they all seem to work really well together, like the tone of each, I guess because they're all recorded at Teldex, but they all seem to work really nicely together. So I'm a big fan of that. Right, let's move over. What are we on to next? So we add the orchestral sections. So high strings, low strings, we did those. High string, we didn't do the low strings by themselves. So what do we have here? The low strings do playable runs. Okay, let's see if they can do. So what? What if I did like stabs long? What that would sound like. It doesn't sound good at all when you do it like that. So we'll keep that on sustains. Although it does do playable runs. I'm going to see what it sounds like. I'm not holding my breath, but the low. Obviously, that sounds better. Let's slow it down. I mean, it doesn't quite sound as good on the lows. I did just load up the low string by itself. I'm having a bit of trouble clicking some of these for some reason. There we go. Strings 4. Yeah, this already sounds better. But it doesn't go up that high. So these ones seem like they're too close together or something. So we'll just... Sounds like something was busted in there. But this has got shorts, so this is the same thing on shorts. Bit loud there, boys. Bit loud. One of the notes here keeps dropping out. I'm trying to figure out, is there a note overlapping? They go down low enough. Yeah, those shorts are really dry. I like that, actually. So we could probably layer that with the string runs. Oh, wrong one. That was a mistake, but that works. Fuck, I want to keep that. So how would we do that? Dun. Because that would be like... Oh, this is going to be difficult. I don't know if you guys heard it, but like the string, because it was down so low, it only hit the top note because this is the only ones that are in reach. Not that one, this one. You know what? We're actually going to have that as a section because I like the way it sounded. So that would be these boys here. And then this here. This bit needs to be like pitched up here though. But for here, we're just going to take this top line. So so be like. So this is like that. Okay. Put everything back to where it was. You need to be strings. You're not allowed to be shorts. Right. So here's something that I've noticed is that the shorts and the legato length is off. They're not the same thing. That's the same in Appassionata strings as well. We'll cover it next week. Is the legato transitions seem to need you to be delayed by like minus, in this case, 125, but the short notes don't need that much. So if you go between the legato and the short, either the shorts are going to happen too soon or the legato is going to happen too late, meaning you have to load them up at separate patches with their own delay offset. Bit of an issue, but... That's not the right key at all. That's not the right key either. What have I done? Oh no, I've broken something. Are these in the same key? I can't remember what key it was. Well, it looks to me like that's the right key, but that didn't sound right. Boom. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Dun. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I feel like maybe it's there. Doesn't go that low. Does it work if they're up there? That feels like it's out of time as well, but whatever. Dun, dun, dun. Not yet. Not yet. Right. So we've got that going on. I mean, like, you could do something with. I'm just stuck with these runs because they sound so good, so I want to keep building on them. I should move on. Sorry, that's my brain locking in. Right, so what we got on this? So I'm noticing a lot of the brass ones, you don't get legato, you get marcato fanfare. But these with the flugelhorn here. So what that C0 is the, let's try doing some key switches with this one. So C0 is the main one. And then we'll do, I wonder if we could just rip up into this one. So like this instead, actually. Da. And then rips glissando down. We could do that. Just want to try them out, see what they sound. So do these work on mod wheel? That doesn't really work in this environment, does it? Worth a try, though. Right, this one feels too loud, so I'm just going to turn it down a bit. Okay, so I think I need to do these up because the glissando up actually is playing this note, not this note. So it'd be. So I wonder if is it half beat? Back to that. We got anything? Rip the glissando up. Okay. We'll do a glissando rip up here. Just to see what it sounds like. How do I? It's going to be like there, isn't it? Probably don't want to go. Dun, dun. I'll do those as short ones, okay. Okay, let's try that. I'm getting like some staccatos poking through or something. Okay, so you also need to be this. low brass have the same kind of vibe? It does. So if we just take this, is it in the same? So the key switches are in a different spot, but we could just copy this same pattern. And then move this, hopefully. So where are these ones? C6. So they're actually in different spots. So you can see that I can't just copy and paste across. It's not a problem. So this wants to be a rip up. And then, yeah. Stay soloed. Right, what's the... Still a bit off, maybe minus 80. Minus 125 maybe. I'm doing it on the wrong fucking track. I'm like, it's not even working. It sounds shockingly bad right now, but okay, so that's cool. We can do those things. I don't like that as a line, so we're going to move those for now. So let me just, while we've got the low brass out, let's have a little listen. So I feel like if you layer that with the strings. So these have playable runs as well. I'm not holding my breath for these going fast, but let's try it. So brass 3 is the low brass on playable runs. So let's try it slower. I probably wouldn't use that. I don't think that works as well. What about the trumpet? Does the trumpet have it? Playable runs? Let's see if the trumpet can do it any better. Okay, so that goes below the range, so I'm just going to fake the range for now. I'm just going to drag this out, make it a bit bigger. You know, that's not actually that bad. I would probably use that in a mix. At 130. Obviously, I wouldn't go that. But if like we just had like a little phrase in the middle there, that might actually work, you know. It'll sound weird. Like, so it could drop in and out, but I would definitely push that to the back because it sounds a bit muffled. What's the word? Not slur. A bit too slurry. It's got really good bowls to it, though. There's something that orchestral tools always seem to do really well, is really ballsy sounding brass. So low brass mellow, what's that going to be? One. Let's try that. Can we try that with have we still got the minor thing? Okay, we'll put that on instead. I actually liked it with the shepherd tone. So these are really sweet, actually. The shepherd tone, in a weird way, kept it going upwards. But the tone of this is actually really beautiful. Wrong one. So this is the soft low brass. What horns is in the low brass patch, though? The low brass mellow one has got sustains legato, so that's like this. Let's put, hang on, we'll put strings one on the pad, back on the pad rather. We'll play out of D for now, just so. or to end on that weird chord. So that like beautifully sound. The low brass works really great just for doing those kinds of things too, like, you know, the big sustainy pads. I do wonder. So that was the brass mellow. So what's the brass ensemble? Do we get a sustain with that? No, that's just marcato as well. Fugal horn. So that has sustains, the trumpet, the low brass, which is the low brass. Wait, I did the brass ensemble. So what's the low brass? Oh, the low brass. Yeah. Okay. So I cocked it up. So I clicked the brass ensemble. No, I got that completely wrong. Yeah. So this is the brass ensemble though. Sorry. So brass ensemble mellow is on 7. So this one. It doesn't have legato though. It has sustains. So same thing again. Let's just lovely. So I love the tone of like the brass sustains. They're really cool. So the swells are just the same thing, but like, you know, built in. That's more like if you've already got like a... So that was the mellow version. So I wonder if like the brass ensemble version. Oh yeah, okay. So the brass ensemble, which is on number 5, is just the marcatos. So I think the thought process behind this is if you were going to use this, you wouldn't use it you wouldn't use the full section loud in sustain. You would want it marcato, because you wouldn't just want brass going bah! Like for a long sustain. I mean, you might in some cases, but it seems like the thought process here is that you're more likely to be like. So the big brassy kind of approach. Brass ensemble, low brass. So the low brass we did as well, which is on number 6 rather. So this is like when you've got the like dun 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 dun. What'd it be? And then the rest, you know. I love that theme. Or you know, like it's got those kinds of vibes. That's fun to play. So that's the string low staccato shorts with the staccato fanfare. We could probably throw the trumpets up here. They have that too. So we'll put the trumpets on that too. So that's on number 2 as well. So. Was that? Oh, so I changed it. Okay, so if you go too low, that's one of the issues with not having standardized key switch locations. Is there I actually went into the trumpets key switch range. That sounds badass. So that is, what else we got? Crescendo. So in the low brass rips up, obviously they're just going to be your standard. Wait, you need to be on the right one. Like crescendos are always cool. Oh, they're pretty cool actually. You don't get to see how good of a chord it is until right at the end. How bad's this one going to be? What's the 2 chords in the Matrix? Like you could do those sort of sway things. That's really cool. Okay, so that's most of the brass cover. Let's have a look at the woodwinds. Again, we're just sort of bouncing through, see if anything makes us want to jump on the writing thing. I do want to... pull out these woodwinds. So we had the woodwinds ensemble. So now woodwinds are not something I write with that often. I've got really classical in my aesthetic all of a sudden. Rip up. I wonder if you could do something like that over. We'd have to be in the right key for that, though. Problem is, it's always really loud. That's actually a good way to use them. That's really cool. All right, so we've got some low woodwinds. I imagine similar setup. Yeah, oh, this one's got sustains. Interesting. So is that going to be my bassoon? Boom. All right, so let's pull this up. A sustainable leg. No. They always sound so ominous. Let me pull a just a sort of like, oh, what's this chord, you know? And then that's cool. Yeah, you could totally do that. having some trouble clicking through this in a minute. I actually really like the tone of those. They're really cool down there, Lo. And what happens if we play them together, like? The problem is I'm hitting all the key switches, so I'm messing it up. Right, and the last one here is the woodwind ensembles, and then we're actually onto choir. So woodwind ensemble, we got the marcatos again. So again, same thing. Like this one doesn't sound too dissimilar than the other one. It just sort of sounds like more of the same thing, except spread. You know what I mean? Just sort of hits that what would you call it? Hits you in the feels. Right. Let me have a look. Right, what are we doing next? So let's move over to the choirs. So the choirs, I need to set this up quick. Sign player. How's everybody doing, by the way, in the chat room? You just enjoying, just watching along? I just need to make all these the choir ones. That's going to be number 5. Choirs. So let's start with the female choir. So sustained first. Right. swelling sustains. What do the shepherd tones sound like? They don't have a D. Oh, they do. Bring in the male choir underneath. Okay, I went in the wrong place. If we put them together, we could potentially play a big pad. Let's have a look. Put the low strings on the pad as well, and we should be able to. Right, they're on crescendo still. So we put everything on pads, we should be able to. So unfortunately that, because of the key switches, I have to play in a very certain range in order to not make all these go everywhere. So I need to avoid the low. So I'm going to just transpose everything up a little bit. That is so fucking beautiful. Orchestral tools have always excelled at beautiful sounding choirs. Talon was great. Man, they've all been great actually. What's the really baroque sounding one? Moiri? Okay, let's try the mixed choir. So I imagine that's just them all together. That might actually be more useful because then I'm not gonna mess with the keys much, right? So we're on the mixed choir now. Let me just pull that up. What did you think of that sound, by the way, with that little jam? Kind of fits, right? Oh, we got the fugal horn as well, right? That was kind of chordal. That sounds so good to me. What do you guys think? Do you think that sounds kind of cool? Let's bring the brass in a bit more. I realize I play in harmonic minor more than natural minor these days. I don't know why. Just something about having this is better than this to me. Like, it's the same kind of thing, but just having that in there always feels a bit more classical to me. And I don't know, like, after listening to film music and classical music, I realized that kind of vibe, that kind of classical dark vibe resonates more with me, I guess, because, you know, all the shit I I put on myself. But anyway, so let's listen to some of these blends. I'll just say that, like, from a playing perspective, I'm having a great time playing it. Everything feels super playable so far. Some of the playable runs you have to program, really. I couldn't play a run fast enough to make that happen. But so far, it's been really fun to actually play with in the thing live. Like, I remember we've got this for programmed. So we've got some of those in there. So I've loaded it up on the string one. No, not Moiri, that's the wrong one. So let's listen to some of these blends, flute and violins. So let's pull this. I'm just going to set up a little drone, little pedal tone. So this is violins and flutes. I'm on the wrong one. Shouldn't be. What have I done wrong here? I've put it in the brass one. Okay, that's fine. It happens. What I'm actually going to do, give me a uno memento. What we'll do, Ginge, my dog is going to start barking at me just because she knows I'm trying to focus. So she likes to. I'm actually going to turn the brass down. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a cute little Cubase function here. I've got my thing, insert silence. You see all this should just disappear. And what it's doing is whatever the range is that I've selected in Cubase, if I push insert silence, it pushes it off to the side by that amount and it'll keep doing it. And again, if I delete that range, it'll bring them back. It's just a good way of making space for if I want to do some chords or something. So what I'll do now is I'll play like 100 beats per minute. So what should we play? We'll do. So we'll just do a simple one to G. So that's a little bit too. I have no idea what I'm going to play. do. Whatever that was. And then in the strings, where's the strings? So that's choir, fugal horn. So it's going to be this one. I'll load the blends into the strings just because I like the strings group a bit more here. Learn your keyboard. What hotkeys am I not missing? Ambient jazz. What did I fuck up that prompted that? I put it in the woodwinds. Go away. I want the strings, please. High strings. There we go. Blends. Like, so I know I wasn't going to talk about the players. I've granted, and I accept now that bespoke players are going to be a thing. And I do like the way that everything has its own little icon so that you can see what it looks like. But if I had as many sign player libraries as I have contact libraries, just as a point of reference, let me show you how many contact libraries I have. I can foresee in the future it's going to be a problem, because if you look how many I have in the sidebar here for contact, all right, so that's a lot of libraries in the thing. But then you also look down here, like these all, like Audio Imperia has a bunch in it. Performance Samples has a whole bunch, but my sample one has a whole bunch more. Like I have most sample libraries, right? It's, and so, I'm probably the exception to the case because I sort of get them and I use them for work a lot. So, I constantly have new ones, but the UI is going to get quite cluttered by the time I'm done with it. But anyway, so number 5 now. So on number 5, we should have. That doesn't really work. I thought it would be a good idea, but it is a little bit too chaotic to kind of follow along with. I'm just gonna layer it with the do we have, so this is in sustains. I can bring them sustained soft. So like now just layered with the choir as well. Why is it doing that? Oh, because we don't have strings down there. That makes sense. Why are we doing that? I'm on the wrong one. I keep going into the brass. I keep meaning to go in the strings, change you to sustain soft. Because now we have violins and flutes recorded together, but with choir on top, which is actually quite a common thing you would do live. You could have woodwinds and strings together easily, but not record the choir. So this is a natural kind of blend, I think, that you would do live. My dog enjoyed that one. strings. Okay, so that was a bad line. Okay, that's the flute and violin. What other combos have we got? Trumpet and violin. You should be on number 2. Don't know why trumpet and violin did that, but we'll put that on number 7. There it is. Let's listen to that by itself, actually. I don't know which strings are still going. Okay, the choir's still going. There we go. Jesus Christ. Right, so this is the trumpets with violins. Hey, thank you for subbing Machiavellian. So, like, if I put the strings, like, actually, wrong one. So it's very loud and piercing. So if you want something to cut through, I think that's going to be the one. Right, horns, woodwinds, and viola is the next one. Let's have a listen. So it's going to be on number 6, it says. Okay. This one's like an octave down. So let's try this. I'll give it with the low pad. Move the key so it's a bit different. So this is the horns, woodwinds, and violas over the top. That's at full volume, full mod wheel. I actually really love the sound of these. So this is them recorded, not that one. This is them just recorded together. And it creates like a really nice textural pad. Like it's got the tone when you play a chord. Yeah, pull the key down a bit. If anybody knows the song Still Alive from Mirror's Edge, I'm still alive, I cannot apologize. You know that one? Do, 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 do. Does anybody know that song that I'm humming? This is by far the first chord. Like, it's weird how sometimes you just hear a sound and you're like, oh, that's exactly what that sound is. Check out the horns and the cello. This sounds more my tempo. 8. Immediately. We won't finish that. Copyright, but... What key are we in? Let me just highlight these for a second. So that would need to be number 3 needs to be a run. Yeah. Number 2 needs to be the legato. That's why that sounds so weird. That is an amazing fucking French horn sound. It sounds Hollywood, you're right. I actually really like that. That was originally we were playing that at like 1:30. Number 3. Number 3 needs to be like the shorts. Sorry, number 4 needs to be short. It is. Why does it sound odd all of a sudden? It's because I didn't make those shorts, isn't it? Okay. Something's going, so I imagine this is probably stuck on a sustain pedal or something. I'm like hearing a held note. Is it from down here somewhere? I don't know. Right, so let me try. So I didn't realize the muting. Right, are we back? Are we back? Did my microphone goes off occasionally? How long was we out for that time? Right, so for this, I actually just want to record like. I don't know why this steam pedal keeps getting held down. God damn it. Is it on this one? It's on all of them. So when the voice goes, do you guys still hear the music, even though my voice disappears? I want to layer that with that. Interesting. This one was the flute. So this one is the trumpet. Heard some crackling right before you got muted. That might have been... No, that was on my end as well. So just, it's like when the CPU sort of all of a sudden gets eaten up, it takes my voice away, but it's probably one of the plugins that I'm using for my voice. You never know with these things, but I'm not really in a position to troubleshoot it right now. Right, so which one? Trumpet and violins is on number... No, not trumpet and violins. We had flute and violins. That's on number 5. Oh, that is that one. Or not. Oh, I see. This number here has changed to number 6. Hey, go enjoy your dinner. Don't worry, this will be up on YouTube if you miss it. I love this. This is my favorite patch. So what else do we have with that? So we just have that and then sustains soft. I wonder what that's like. That doesn't sound particularly soft to me, Orchestral Tools. I mean, it's not. The sound of the French horns, you love that. This one. I mean, that's a bit much played in chords, but when it's legato, Sorry, we're playing Metropolis Ark 5. I just realized it's not actually on the screen, is it? What would it be? Yeah. I can't remember. You're thinking about buying just the choir? That's the cool thing, by the way. If any of you are watching, if there's individual patches you like the sound of, one of the cool things about Orchestral Tools Sign Player, I suppose, is that you can buy individual instruments. So like if you've been listening like, oh man, this sounds awesome, but I only really want like that choir. Like if you're like, oh, I just want that, you can buy just that. You don't have to get everything. So that's useful because my improvisational skills are getting there now. Right, so finally we have the synths. So let's listen to the synths. I'll put those in the perk extra. We were going to do a sketching, but this has ended up being an overview. Like it happens that way sometimes. Right, so I need to change this to sign player. It's funny, the ones that I intend to be overviews end up being sketching videos, and ones that I intend to be sketching videos end up as overviews. Analog synths. Let's wait for those to load in. In the meantime, I'll attach this to the correct thing. Which one? It's going to be the third from the bottom. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not actually letting me click. Oh, it's still loading these in. All right, we'll wait for this to load in first. Long load time on this analog synth. To the point I probably would avoid. Is this loading in? Because it seems like every time it like loads something in, you see it cancels that window out, so I can't actually assign anything to it yet. Damn, this is taking a while. Don't want to push any keys because then I'll get a load of crackle and pops. Again, something else about custom players I dislike, but I'm going to admit, I'm just going to accept that they're happening. Let it go, Dan. Let it go. Oh, what we got? Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Can I change this yet? Nope. So maybe this patch is broken. Save before it crashes. There's nothing here I need to say. Oh, okay. Preload failed to load. All right, let me just see what that is in case it's, I don't know, got my address on it. Failed to load bamboo build. Could result in a crash. Okay. Just let me attach things first. I have no idea what that was. It said it had an error, so I'm not sure what that was. It should be working. The other one's working. Oh, God. I have no idea what that was. The fuck was that? I'm scared. All right, let me... What? What it sounded like it did is that it was like delayed. Have I got an offset or something? Right, let's... Okay, I don't have an offset. I'm going to push a button for rip up. There we go. No set. Oh, God. It's beeping. No sound. Nothing? How about if I try the other ones? Oh, God. Now the other ones aren't working. So last time I did that, and then they all sort of happened at the same time. Let's see if that happens again. Right? I played a bunch of notes. I'm not going to play any more. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of notes just started happening. It's almost like they were delayed by like 1,000. Brass working? Nothing. Maybe if I change? No, I wonder what it is. You see, because Rips Up was working a second ago. Is it broken? No piano note either? Oh, God. Sign player? I'm genuinely like scared because it came out of nowhere. Okay, so whatever this is, my analog synth download is broken, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. I'm not sure why that isn't working, but for some reason it stopped everything else working as well. Like it's clogged up the sound card, I guess. Which is short because it lets me go through it. But it doesn't let me hear anything. So the analog synths is a bust. I'm not sure why that happened. Orchestral Tools will have to look into that. But even then, the sounds that were coming through, is the CPU working overdrive? No, you can see my CPU in the top right up here. It's actually going just fine. I'm not sure why, but it's clogged up the whole thing. It said there was an error, something about bamboo. But to be honest, the analog synths wouldn't be something I lean to regardless, because I tend to use a lot of... I can't even close the window. What do you think? Crashing coming? Beach ball. Oh, no, didn't crash. But we don't have sounds back yet. So what does that mean? Yeah, so that crashed my whole sequencer. I'm going to have to restart it, I think. Yeah, there's no sound anymore. That's a shame because I was enjoying it up to that point. Yeah, completely gone. I'm muted? I don't think so. Am I? It looks like it's coming through to me, so I apologize if I'm muted. You guys, am I muted? Let me know. Right. Am I still? Oh, there we go. No, but you can hear me fine. Okay, so look, here's the error that it brings up. Error preloading audio for some file format. Bamboo agent. So I'm not sure why that happened. But we've closed the error, so can I? So it sounds like something got stuck in. So as it tries to preload, it looks like it takes the buffer. like it's trying to load stuff into the buffer or something, and then it just everything goes, I don't know what to do with all these sounds. Right, let me try going to my... Oh, hang on. Are you guys hearing beeping? Do you guys hear that? It's like Morse code. I'm scared. I'm going to turn the master of that down. Are we still going? You know, right. So I'm just going to restart Cubase because I'm scared. Jesus, I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, this is going to be a good point, actually. So that's actually where I'm going to end, unfortunately, where I'm going to end the overview, because I feel like I covered everything that was working, right? I feel like in general, we covered all of the aspects of it that were working. So my thoughts, my conclusion. Firstly, I would say that all of the parts that they've added are going to be great additions to Metropolis Ark. Right. So if you have Metropolis Ark 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say probably 1 and 3 are the best that for the type of music I use, for the big loud, actiony type things. 1 and 3 are, I think, specifically designed for that. 1's designed to be big, 3's designed to be rhythmic. 5 sort of fills in all those little gaps that the other ones didn't have. So you get some extra short notes, but with the full high section, full low section. The Metropolis Arcs are actually broken out high, low across the board generally. So like it will be consistent. It is useful every now and again to have sections rather than doing, individual instruments, particularly if you're working quick or if you're just if you don't care so much about how it, about it being realistic, using ensembles is perfectly fine. No one will ever really call you out on the difference, but it's easier to use individual sections if you're going to be transcribing for for orchestra or something like that. All of the sounds that were in it sounded great. I mean, that's just orchestral tools tend to sound great out the box in general. The strings I liked. The brass, I wish there was more legato in the brass, but I guess they consider that covered in the other libraries. I do like having the marcatos. That's going to be good when I'm doing the big action things, which I will be doing more of. So, when we write some of those, remind me to throw those in as well. Those work great. The choir is amazing, as always. Orchestral Tools nails the choir. The mixed choir sounds great, but you've also got the male and female split out, which is very useful. The woodwinds were okay. They seem to be lacking, almost like they were an afterthought. Like they could use a bit more. There we go. We're back. Okay, apparently we're not back. Let's just imagine that that's jazz. Anyway, so something's gone wrong, but we'll ignore that for now. And yeah, so the woodwinds I feel like could use a little bit more content, like some more legatos or something, maybe just some softer shorts, just something to make them feel like they're more included rather, because the strings have got these long list of articulations. Brass has got a long list of articulations. I just wish the woodwinds would sort of, keep up with everything else. I do wish there was some sort of percussion, I like percussion. It would have been a cool addition, but I'm not going to fault it. It wasn't marketed as having percussion. There were just times, particularly with the playable runs. That's something worth talking about. The playable runs in the strings sounded amazing to me. Like in a mix, I think they're going to work great. The brass was touch and go. The woodwinds, I didn't even really notice. The blends are fantastic. I love the French horn blend with the cello. Amazing sound. The violin with the flute sounds great. The violin and the trumpet is a bit aggressive, but I imagine if you're doing a big, huge orchestral thing and you want something to cut through, that's going to be your boy. And then the synths, they crashed my system, so are we back? We fixed it. It's back. Okay, we're back. But all in all, so if Metropolis Ark 5, I wouldn't say is going to be anybody's first library. I don't think it's designed to be. This is, if you have lots of orchestral libraries already and you're looking for a new tone to layer in, or you're looking for some of those extended articulations which are not always present, things like glissandos up, things like shepherd tones, things like playable runs that may be lacking in other libraries. They are really good in Metropolis Ark 5. I think it's going to be great, particularly for the type of music I write, if you're going big and bold. If you're going soft, I think you're probably going to have to look for something else. Because whilst it does have the soft version of like the horns and stuff, their bottom end feels like an M or an MF, like they don't feel like they go into the pianissimo at all, really. But if you're writing a lot of like trailer or action movie or thrillers, those types of things, the things that Metropolis Ark sort of excels at, the bigger tracks, it's an absolute incredible addition on top of all the others. So for me, it's definitely a thumbs up. Like that's my new metric. It's a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you need a layering library. It's a thumbs down for a first library. And in terms of like the bugs and stuff that I had in it, I think they need to, they definitely need to have a look at the stream, see what broke and see if they can figure that out, because that was an unfortunate glitch to have. It could very well be that like something to do with the stream interacts with it. That does happen sometimes. So if Orchestral Tools do say that, and I put this on YouTube, I'll put that down in the notes if it's something that was my system or if they think they can figure it out. But all in all, best bits are the choir, the brass, and the string runs. I don't know if the chat room agrees, but if you are in need of any of those three things, or you want a fugal horn, particularly fugal horn sounds great, they are all fantastic additions. Again, one of the fun, fantastical things, I keep using fantastic. One of the amazing things about the Sign Player is that you can buy patches individually. So normally when I do this conclusion, I have to say, well, given everything you get and the price, it's worth getting or not worth getting. But now with Orchestral Tools libraries, even if parts of the package, like in this instance, the analog synths just aren't quite there, like it crashed my system, or if the woodwinds feel like there's a bit less, something which I wouldn't feel as confident saying, yeah, this is amazing. You now don't have to, I don't have to worry about that, because I can say, if you liked Metropolis Ark 5 and you don't like the whole thing, I would definitely take an extra look at the mixed choirs, the blends, and the strings. The strings sound great, and the fugal horn. There's a lot of content in there that's great. The low brass is actually great, and the brass ensemble is great as well. But again, compared to other libraries which go a little bit softer, you might be better off with like the Junkie XL brass, for example, something more dedicated to the actual brass. But in terms of things that other libraries don't have, those are the ones that stick out as great to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this overview today. It was going to be a sketch. I apologize at the beginning of the video. I say I'm going to sketch some music. I'll probably do that in another stream. But like I say, I tend not to have a set plan for how I'm going to do these, because then it sort of stifles any sort of exploration or adventure I get from actually doing it. So sometimes they end up as overviews when I want to listen more to the sounds by themselves. And then sometimes I just want to hear them in context. As Metropolis Ark is designed as a layering library, there was aspects of it where I would have really needed to bring in other libraries and stuff. And I didn't want to do that too much today. I just wanted to see what we had in Metropolis Ark 5, because I personally hadn't gone through it yet. So it was good for me to experience it in isolation, whereas in other streams in the future, keep an eye out for the ones that make it into my final products. That's why I always say to developers now, and it's something that they're starting to understand and respect about the way these streams work, is I don't always give every library like its own sort of stream or video. It just so happens that, I'll end up with one. But what they understand, and what I want you guys to look for who are watching the live stream, is that when I'm composing, when I'm on one of those little sketching hyperfixations and I'm just composing, you will see libraries that I use, the ones that I'm turning to. That's something to keep an eye on. And that's something that the developers like, because they can see that oh, like these patches in this library are making it into his workflow. Therefore, they are the most practical. They are the ones that seem to work best for what he's specifically doing. And so, like I'm getting a lot more use out of Junkie XL brass, and I use a lot of the big percussion and stuff. So keep an eye out for that, because Metropolis Ark, as it's an auxiliary library, it's a library designed to add on top of other things. It's difficult to do a sketching with it library, more so than, like just doing a sketching thing where I can use other libraries a bit more freely, which we'll do in the next stream. In the next stream, I'm actually going to do a composing one. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this overview of Metropolis Ark 5. Again, it's a thumbs up from me, but there are some specific standout patches. Again, I'll just say it one more time. So the strings with the playable runs, the brass in general, but I like the fugal horn. I love the blends. Definitely worth checking out. And I love the choir. Analog synths, I don't know. I couldn't get them to work. But I'm sure they have a walkthrough on their video. But if you're watching this on YouTube, this is where it's going to end. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We've got a bit more to do today. But on YouTube, this is going to be the end. So please make sure to hit subscribe, bell button, follow. I don't know. Watch the shorts. Send me all the deets. I don't know what you do on YouTube anymore. And it changes every 5 minutes. Whatever you need to do now to stay up to date, do it. And I will see you guys in the next one.